dared to disguise herself as the enemy leader and turned a steel pipe into a spear to stab the invincible shadow assassin.
That strike completely pissed off Will Ren. God damn it!
Bella slung Songsi's arm over her shoulder, half dragging and half supporting him as they made their way out. Despite his injuries, Songsi was still conscious enough to mutter,
Where's Will Ren?
He just left. Probably went to find Victor and the others.
Bella replied. Songsi frowned.
He's not gonna let you guys off that easily.
Bella let out a cold laugh.
Whether he lets us off or not depends on whether he's got the balls for it.
The two moved cautiously through the corridor, Bella staying on high alert for any sounds or movements around them. Her powers were ready to activate at a moment's notice, her fingertips faintly glowing with a chilling light. Songsi glanced at her hands and asked in a low voice.
When did you get this ability?
Just now.
Bella replied casually, brushing off the question without elaborating. They managed to make it to the surface without incident. Bella was just about to lead Songsi out of the building when the sound of hurried footsteps echoed from outside. She immediately froze, pulling Songsi into the shadows to hide. Then, with a quick transformation, she morphed into the appearance of Broombrows and positioned herself at the doorway. The footsteps grew louder, and a group of heavily armed soldiers burst in, led by none other than Will Ren. His sharp eyes immediately landed on Broombrows, and he frowned.
What the fuck are you doing here? Where's Mustache?
Bella's heart skipped a beat, but she forced herself to mimic Broombrow's tone.
Mustache is inside keeping an eye on that woman. I came out for some air.
Will Ren stared at her suspiciously for a few seconds, clearly sensing something was off, but unable to pinpoint it. He waved his hand dismissively.
Come with me. We'll deal with those bastards first.
Bella nodded and followed behind him, her mind racing. Will Ren was in his shadow form right now, making him immune to physical attacks. She needed to stall for time until Victor and the others returned. As they walked, Bella discreetly scanned the surroundings, looking for anything she could use. Her eyes landed on a steel pipe in the corner of the hallway, and an idea struck her. She pretended to accidentally kick the pipe, causing it to clang loudly against the floor. Will Ren immediately stopped, his eyes darting around warily.
What the fuck was that?
Bella feigned nervousness.
Maybe the wind.
Will Ren frowned, clearly unconvinced, but didn't press the issue. He continued walking, and Bella took the opportunity to lag behind slightly. Using her powers, she transformed the steel pipe into a sharp spear and hid it behind her back. Just then, the distant roar of helicopter blades filled the air, growing louder by the second. Will Ren's expression darkened.
They're back!
Bella's heart leapt with relief. Victor and Dylan had to be here. Seizing the moment while Will Ren was distracted, she lunged forward and thrust the spear at his shadow. Though it didn't harm him, the sudden attack startled him, forcing him to retreat a few steps. His eyes narrowed as he glared at Bella.
You're not Broombrows.
Will Ren snarled, his gaze turning icy. Bella smirked, averting to her true form.
Took you long enough to figure it out. Too late now.
Will Ren's jaw tightened, his voice dripping with venom.
You think this little trick is enough to take me down? Don't kid yourself.
Before he could make a move, the sound of the helicopter grew deafeningly close. A familiar voice rang out from the distance.
Will Ren, your fight's with me!
Bella looked up to see Victor leaping down from the helicopter, with Dylan right behind him. The two of them charged toward her with determined expressions. Will Ren's face twisted in frustration. He clearly hadn't expected them to arrive so quickly. With a cold snort, he spat.
Lucky bastards. I'll let you off the hook this time.
And just like that, his figure dissolved into the shadows and disappeared. Bella exhaled deeply, finally allowing herself to relax. She turned to help Songsi up, and walked toward Victor and Dylan. Victor hurried over, taking Songsi from her and asking in a low voice.
You okay?
Bella nodded.
I'm fine. Will Ren ran off.
Dylan frowned.
He's not gonna give up that easily. We'll need to be extra careful from now on.
Bella nodded again, but inwardly, she made a silent vow. The next time she crossed paths with Will Ren, she wouldn't let him get away so easily.